Boom. What up, collective? What up, tribe? What it do, though, divine? Yeah. So I'm here once again today, sitting in my office. Yeah. So just getting ready to allow myself to be able to collaborate with people. Um, that's why I'm here to network, to work with the collective, to work with the tribe, with the help of the divine, because I'm a divine angelic being. It's the truth, my truth, even if it's just to me. Well, even just to me, I'm a divine angelic being. I don't have nothing to prove to no one. The Most High only um, proved it to me who I am. So if I don't step into my truth, what I'm going to do? Run off scared, ashamed, lacking confidence in who I am, not understanding my assignment, and understanding that I'm here on a mission. That's what I'm here for. So regardless of who say what, it's still my truth. And you can't take my truth away from me. So it's about self-awareness. And I'm definitely aware of myself. The Most High been good to me. People say God good all the time. Yes, He is. But you do have the devil, unseen forces that's really working against you. And this doesn't apply to everyone because we have boots on the ground. That's all I know. So this type of stuff applies to me and to my collective, definitely to my tribe. So if you found this channel, you're in the right place. If you tap into the unknown and things look a little scary, look a little dark, and definitely always gonna look like light, but you got to go through the darkness while moving into the light. So that's a confusing situation to be in. I'm still there. I'm still there. But I had to go for mine, and go out and work hard and pay attention to the divine, and understand, I understand, and overstand that that's who I work for is the divine. Like the Most High is my father, divine mother, that's my mother. You know what I mean? Like, the mother God, creator mother, the creator father. Archangels are my ancestors. And moving forward into the future of me being here on YouTube, people will be able to see my truth. So that's why I come here, to do my part, because I was guided to come here and do YouTube videos. I've been in bed all day. I've been tired. Last week was a long, hard week for me. I worked hard. When you see me on that truck, that's not easy work what I'm doing. Once I start going live, people, you'll be able to see how I move through traffic and get to my pickups and my deliveries, like all the ways on time. Because I have to live. You know what I mean? Like I have to have somewhere to live, so I have to work. And that's a part of me manifesting things that make sense. for my timeline that I'm on myself personally, and then if once I'm aligning with other individuals that's out there that I don't know yet in the world, and we start connecting, and we make a decision that we want to network together and build a business relationship together, that's what I'm all about. So I have to interact with other individuals out here in the world as I'm going throughout my daily task. I can't just be quiet and don't speak and don't say anything to no one. I'm always light. I'm gonna say, "Hey, how you doing today?" Great. That's great. That's me all day. Is to give people conversation, even if people don't want it. And some people don't want it, and I can just back away and just protect my energy. Because I have my own feelings. I don't want to be talking to someone and feel, you know, um, self-confident because when I tried to give out kindness, and a good heart to someone, a stranger that I didn't even know, and they didn't reciprocate the energy that I was putting out, I can't allow that to make me feel like I don't want to go to someone else and do the next thing. Is I turn and see the next person, and I can say, "Hey, how you doing today?" And I could take my energy, my power back just that quick. So I have to remember that. You know what I mean? Then on to the next person. But most of the time I'm on the truck with myself. So I do a lot of inner work, and even meditations and stuff like that as I'm driving. And with me, meditation is not just you're gonna sit there and be still and be quiet. Hell, my ears ring so loud, man. Like I can't, I have to be prep. I have to prep myself up to just sit in my office here and do meditations, for like an hour. I can do it, and it's beautiful. It's nice. Don't get me wrong, but it's also reality that I have to move. It's also reality in life, daily, that I have to move through different energies and meet different people in this reality. So I can't just be in meditation here and then and expect something to work the exact same way that I meditated on. And then I want to manifest some things. I'm on assignment. So the way the assignment works with me is my own personal understanding, outstanding, overstanding. I can't look at someone else and say, "Oh, that's the way I need to understand, outstand, and overstand my mission, my assignment," because everybody's different. Um, so I don't come here to say I'm the son of the Most High. That's my father, and blah 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 blah. Man, at this point, there's people out there that need God, and I know that's my job to go out there and help people who need God, people who sick, people that's lacking. It's people that's laying down in the bed, sick and can't get up. People paralyzed, been paralyzed 5, 10 years, and just sit there or just lay there rather, and they definitely don't want to be stuck in a body like that. You wouldn't, I wouldn't. So who's gonna help them? We got to put in action, to use our gifts as angelic beings, tribe, to move forward to help the masses and people in situations like that. Because there's things out there that can fix paralyzed people. There's things out there that can fix people with cancer and diseases and, you know, anything. So how do we do that? We got to start speaking to each other. We can't just come on YouTube and just be talking and having classes and nobody don't do a damn thing. That's not what it's all about, man. This is a great platform, to network and meet people from a spiritual standpoint and move forward into and bringing that into the reality to manifest things that the Most High needs to have manifested in the physical on this plane, on this planet, to help the masses, humanity, move forward. It's not our job to come here and use our gifts to get riches and sit back and have 10 cars to brag about, to have 5 houses to brag about, to have $1 billion company to brag about. to show people. I'm gonna show them. You know what I mean? It ain't about that. It ain't like that with me. I mean, like I could do that now. Like, look, I showed them. I showed them that I got myself back together, lined up. They didn't help me, man. If I do that, I'm gonna waste too much energy over there trying to play in that energy to show somebody else. So what I'm doing, I'm playing in the dark. I don't mind playing in the dark because when you playing in the dark anyway, as you moving through your daily tasks, when you meeting people, you know what I mean? Some of them dark, you know what I mean? You could just stand your ground with your light and, you know what I'm saying? And they don't reciprocate your energy, just pivot and move another way to the next person. You know what I mean? Or else when you by yourself, you just sit with yourself and talk to yourself like this, like what I'm doing. You know, so collective is you know, if you once you start coming across this channel, I'm showing you how the Most High work. When I say that's who I am, that's who I am. And as far as like, it's major with me. Like you see the vegetables I ran into. I went and bought a deep freezer, and I'm like, I looked at it, and I'm like, man, look how the Most High work with me, man. That's the mother like sent me that. Make sure my baby eat. You know what I'm saying? So now I got vegetables. I saved money a whole year. I saved money for a whole year or more just by having those vegetables in that deep freezer. I spent $200 on that, but it was worth it. And then it filled straight to the top. I gave some away yesterday, to some people. So that was a blessing for other people because you have the holidays coming up. So I'm going to start making up packages and start giving them out to the people in the building over here. And that's what I do. I don't want to sit there and hold that blessing that came to me from out of nowhere. But if I wouldn't have went that path that I went and didn't listen to myself, I would have never seen that. So I had to put in work to be able to see that. And so how that works, I can't explain it to you. It just happens. You know what I mean? You just gotta pay attention to yourself. And that's all you have to do. I'm doing a lot better than I was doing. I mean, I have a home. That's better than anything. Now I actually have a home to myself. And I'm like, I don't want to give up my space for myself. That Divine Mother, this is a gift from her, man. This place here. It's really nice. You know what I mean? It feels nice, spiritually. I wake up and I look and I'm like, man, brand new carpet. I look at the bathroom, I'm like, wow, like, it's beautiful, like I got a beautiful place, and and I'm grateful for that. But I work hard, and then I got to continue to work hard to keep it. Nobody not gonna, just give me nothing, because if that was the case, Most High they would have been gave me here go $1 trillion or something. You know what I mean? What I would have been, what I would have done with $1 trillion. I know what to do with $1 trillion. Right now I do. I know what to do with $1 trillion. Right now. I mean, it's not to hoard, $1 trillion, to say I'm a trillionaire or $1 billion. I'm balanced enough to handle a budget such as $1 trillion right now, because I have direction, this in front of me from the Most High, literally straight from the Most High. I don't have to go through my archangels and ancestors and stuff like that to work with me in my physical. It's straight from God. You know what I mean? The mother and the father, like both of them. So that's what I'm I'm connected directly to that energy. So I'm appreciative of that, because it's love and it's so blissful. Like, just being in here. And I set my desk up. If you watch my last video, you see where I set my desk up and everything. I did that. That's what type of work I put in. I didn't start it. Oh, and I'll go back later. Once I started, I finished it. And that's how I'm with everything. Just like with me doing YouTube videos, I have to make sure I post every day. I don't know why. Like, I don't know. I'm just being divinely guided. You know, if it grow to something else, it's, it's for the, you know, greater good of all, you know, in truth and righteousness. You know what I mean? That's what I stand for. So I can't take things like this for granted and go back to hang with people that's low vibrational. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm vibrating so high that I don't need to be in that space with very low vibrational people all the time. I could go in and deal with the low vibrational people to help pick them up, but I can't stay there too long. I'm a 12D energy. So a lot of times when I go around people, it's gonna, you know, and I get to talking and speaking, it feel like they start like hating on me, like, you know, our terminology, like they'll start hating on you, you know, but really what they're doing is just they're uncomfortable. I'm making them uncomfortable because I'm making them take a look at themselves, and instead of want to project things off onto me and understand out of standards on me to make me not be able to see them the way I do, you know. So I see their soul, and it makes people uncomfortable, you know. And I can see them spiritually, like I can't directly see their soul, but just their energy, I can see it, you know, and it makes them uncomfortable. So sometimes some people I can look at them and I just don't speak. So, you know, I just go through a lot. And collective tribe, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, but I just stay the course and I keep just giving out that unconditional love, no matter who it is. I don't care if it's the devil. Hey, how you doing? What's up, bro? You back again? Well, you learned some more lessons yet? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't come here playing with me like that. I didn't have time for that. But come back later on if you want to play. You want to learn something else? Okay. You know what I mean? Keep leaving and coming back. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't try to get them away to try to, you know, try to harm me. And we good. When we try to harm me, you know, you got a problem with the Most High. And I'm going to stand my ground, stand straight on business. I'm not going to sit here and let you convince me like, oh, everybody else do it that way. Everybody else doing it, so I'm going to do it. Because they doing it, I'm going to do it. Like I drive truck, and it's 3 lanes most places where I go. Most of the drivers drive the middle lane. Truck drivers know you got to keep to the right. They ride the middle lane, don't change lanes at all. They don't care if a slow car get in front of them. They'll slow down and ride behind that slow car the whole time. And that's frustrating to me. Then I think, I'm like, man, I'm gonna ride the middle lane like they be doing. And I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep my good habits. I'm gonna keep right. You know what I mean? That's allowing me to be more professional. And you wouldn't even believe, a lot of times when I'm going out there now, most of the trucks starting to stay in the right lane. You know what I mean? So now there's less trucks in the middle lane. You know, I mean, yeah, I run into that daily, but I'm still working on myself. You know, when I get frustrated and aggravated, I want to use cuss words and all of those things. It helps me with that. So I'm starting to accept the middle lane riders. Like, okay, because we need them. You know what I mean? Without them, I wouldn't be able to get through traffic. So I look at it that way. So, you know, that's the way when, you know, challenging things come into your life and it doesn't look like God or however you look at it, if it look like the devil or look like sin, you know what I'm saying? Like you need a little bit of all of that understanding. So I mean, you don't have to really experience it, but there's nothing wrong with being around no demonic stuff. You just got to be able to control yourself. So test yourself. What you gonna run from it for? It got like that. I mean, I'm sure it don't want to stay like that. But with you putting your energy back out with that demonic stuff, and you know what I mean, they keep picking up a little bit of your energy. It's helping them get back to the light. You know what I mean? So you got to respect whatever it is. So that's what I do until my next, you know, my next stage, the next stage of my mission, you know, my assignment. And I don't know what they are. I see them, and it's so much I don't know which way to go. You know, so I have to wait on Most High. because I really need that help. Because if I'm over $1 trillion budget, I gotta have direction straight from him, because it's him want things done a certain way, because he had his own way of creating and doing things, moving, doing his creator thing, doing his source thing, doing his God thing, doing his most high thing. And he loves what he do. And how he do it, I don't know. So I just see it and I respect it. And then I could be wrong, but it's looking at some things, yeah. But I just stay looking at it that way. And then eventually, one thing I learned though about dark and light, and about the Most High, excuse me, and about the divine, and about demonic stuff, and low vibrational energies, dark forces, the devil, whatever you want to call it. One thing I learned about the light and the dark is demonic stuff, dark forces, they can't stay around long, because they're gonna show their true self. And you're not gonna like it, because you're gonna be like, man, this thing it don't want to, you know what I mean? It start off good, the next thing you know, it start going down like this. It start going down, and they start getting frustrated, and it's always a problem, and and then they gonna say cuss words, and then they're gonna say more cuss words, and then after a while they see that you figure them out, they're gonna just stay nasty. So stay the fuck away from around them. You know what I'm saying? If if you can help it. You know what I'm saying? Before you have to be in that energy like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but with light, it's all love all the time. It's never gonna stop. It's always gonna keep projecting off love, and it's gonna always project off just pure, true, blissful love, just all the time, and it's never a problem. Even if something's a problem, let me take care of this problem. That's what the divine do. They don't, man, this so-and-so, I went over there, this and that happened, blah, 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 blah. And then start doing that, if you see people start going like that, you know what that is. You can have energy to hang around them for a little bit to try and help them, but you're going to lose yourself. I mean, we already only done that. Tribe, we already only done that. Lost ourselves with people. And now I found my way back. You know what I mean? Thanks to the divine. And that's who did everything. I don't have no help, nobody. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have nobody to talk to on the phone. Nobody call me all day. I talked to my buddy's daughter today, trying to call him. I needed him to take care of something from Indiana, where he is. He hasn't called me back yet. And it's important that he called me back with the information that I need. And I've been asking for this information over a month. Hadn't even got it yet. It's important. So if not, I figured out another way, but I'm just waiting on that to see what he's gonna do. So, but this week I could step it up a little bit more, because when things start coming in and allow me to step into new directions, which you would want to, or if you want to call it a new path, a new door open. These things are happening. You know what I mean? Like, new roads are, opening up. New doors are opening up. I can go more ways now. You know what I mean? So, a lot of things being released in my life. I have access to a lot of things in my life, but it takes, a financial, it takes a financial, it takes me to have finances to move into these new ventures that's opening up for me. So it's not easy. I still have to go out here and drive this truck, it's not easy, man. It's hard. My legs are hurting so bad, and when I did that desk yesterday, I've been in the bed all day. My knees, was sore, because I had been out of shape. That's why the Most High come in and he eating and exercising and stuff like that. I'm like, I see what he mean. Like, man, my knees were swollen up yesterday. I'm like, I know when I usually get like this, I'm out of shape. So I got to keep going with my physical exercising, to keep myself in shape. because I was really out of shape because what I just went through. I went through a lot, a whole lot, just to get here, and it's so blissful being here. And I guess that's what I came here to speak about, these things that I speak to you now. So I wanted to speak about something else. And I have a lot of things that's coming to my vessel for me to speak to my subscribers, my collective, my tribe. So once they start coming in, you can really see my growth from my first video to where I am now. You know what I mean? I've grown a lot spiritually and using that with my physical reality. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm really focused on that and paying attention to that. I'm hyper focused on that. And which is not, it's never been hard work, but the projections, I've learned how to work with projections from other people, from my own mind, my own consciousness. You know what I mean? My own being. I've learned how to handle projections. You know what I mean? I can get into that in a video later on down the road about projections, how it helped me, and and the way I see how projections work in my life. If they work for the greater good for me, or for the greater worse for me, or for the middle part of me where it want me to be stuck right here inside this little box, or want me to be at the bottom of the box, but or outside of the box in the stratosphere. You know what I'm saying? So I have a lot of things that's going on with me right now, like spiritually. So a lot of things being turned on. You know, that's all I can speak about now. I don't want to speak about a lot of things without showing you. And that's what I do. I show you, you know what I mean? Who I say I am, that's who I am. I got my vegetables. I got my plays. I love basketball. So I can walk right out my front door and get me a ball. You'll be seeing me dribbling around, shooting out there once my shoulder get a little better. You know, it's kind of bad right now. That's why I won't play ball or really too much exercise, but I'm getting into that. I'm just adjusting to this. So he's about to have some real hard labor miles on it. You know what I mean? Like, unlike another guy that's 50 years old, had put as many miles on their body as I have from working, like literally. You know, I had an 18-hour day. And most of my days like 14 or 12 hours every day on this truck. It looked easy because that's what I do, make it look easy. Because I'm a hard worker. It's not just because I'm an angelic divine being. No, it's not just only because of that. I mean, that has a lot to do with it. But I didn't know. If you'd asked me this stuff 4 years ago, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know. If once you look on my video, you see that picture of that guy kissing the baby on the forehead. That's how I know what God, you know, the Most High God told me who I was. Like he proved that to me. I rode around for 10 miles on that bike looking for work. I finally found a place, and that's a whole nother story. I found work, and I started working there, and that picture was in this place just sitting there. I walked past and I looked, and I'm like, man, wow. And I know everything, pure detail about that picture. So it'll be here probably on my, actually, I'm gonna probably, yeah, it's gotta go in my office. It'll be in here. I'm thinking about, matter of fact, I may put it here. Yeah, I think I will put it here. So around Christmas time, hopefully, I can have my picture of me and my pops here. So that way, you know, if I'm sitting at my desk in my office, you know, you can see my picture of my growth, you know what I'm saying, with my father, my pops. That's what I call him. So I'm not sure how long this video gonna be. Look like I'm at 20 minutes. I think I can't see. I need my glasses, but I have to have the string on, and my glasses are all bent out of shape, you know. And I got to get another set. And I got things I still need to work on, but I have my hermit crab that passed away. I keep his shell. I got this from a fair. That was cool. I miss my little hermit crab. I let him pass away. I let him loose on the ground, and thought he was gonna be okay, and he was out of the shell and dead. I was like, oh, but I know he missed me. You know what I'm saying? Like I missed my little hermit crab. So that was my little partner right there. I watched him grow. And I was like, I need to get another shell like this. It was bigger, so he could grow bigger, but I couldn't find one. Then I was in, very spiritual warfare, like bad, and I had to be in that room in a box because this stuff is trying to attack me in the physical, man. Like literally, like trying to kill me. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to say it like that. I want to take that. I don't want to be too strong on that, but I mean, like it really, really wanted to really do harm to me. It really did, man. And I see my protection go to battle like multiple times, like all over me, like the celestial man. I mean, like they were showing up doing their thing, man. I'm telling you. They weren't playing either, not at all. And people want to say, oh, you crazy, whatever. You can say whatever, think whatever you want to think, and say whatever you want to say. Man, that's you. Like, I can't argue with you to make you think different. I ain't got time for that. Period. I'm just here to link up with people, network with people, so we can start moving forward. Like, I have a lot of blueprints to, help the masses move forward. That's my major responsibility. So I'm all for that. It's a lot of things that I want to get to work on like now, but I only have one me. So that's why I'm here. Instead of just coming on here talking or holding classes, nah, we'll have meetings. You know what I mean? We can go, what do they call it? Skype, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever you call it, Skype or whatever. And we can have meetings there like that. We don't have to really meet each other, but we can know each other from the spiritual aspect. And that way we can use that into our reality, and we can just network this way. It's a lot of other things that I can do where we can network, and we don't have to worry about nobody hacking our devices and nothing. Like, man, like, really? Hang on a second. I got to get my charger for my computer. Okay, I'm back. So, yeah. So that's where I'm at on that. Networking, and that's what we have to really get to is like working together, not just sitting here making a YouTube channel to be famous and be a content creator. Remember something. I want you to remember this. Remember this now. You got to live in the world, but not of the world. Straight up. And you trying to be a content creator to push content to teach people about God and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But some people, when your assignment different, you know it. You better holler at me. And it's that time. You know what I mean? If not, you're going to get left behind. Respectfully. You're going to get left behind. People need to see God like right now. So we got to put in new programs, new programming, new ways of making new financial systems, all those type of things. Tribe, collective. The divine here, they always watching me. Like they be here to support me. you know, because they know I'm not going to move wrong not one time. Even if I, you know, move wrong because it's the wrong decision with the wrong person. But I'm not going to move wrong by, you know, trying to gain something off somebody to come here to try to gain, you know, your trust. And then you start putting in work and networking with me and we build a business relationship for my gain. No, we're going to gain together. We're going to be 50-50 on things. You know what I mean? Then we be 50-50 with somebody else and 50-50 with somebody else. And that's the way the world works. Everybody got to meet each other in the middle, just like with God. You got to meet him halfway, right? You got to meet him halfway. So that way he can grab your hip and take you the other way, the way you need to go. That's what I did. And you just can't sit here and think it's a fairy tale world to sit here and be thinking, oh, oh God, like, man, what you going to do? Keep going around with that same religious stuff and things to help yourself and just to talk and tell somebody else for the next 30 years? You're going to keep doing the same thing without creating nothing. It ain't even about generational wealth. What kind of communities did you help build up? Like in Detroit, Flint, Michigan, rather. Like they still drinking nasty water over there. They don't talk about that no more. They still, who's helping them people? Nobody. Look how long it's been since they've been drinking that nasty water. But people come on here just to talk and talk about God, but not putting in not networking with people and building relationships with people to get the right people over there to do the right thing, to help them people drink good, clean running water. I'm just using that for example, because it's a billion places like that on the planet. And you think like nobody cares. All they do is care about their own little group. They self their own little group. They don't care about the masses, but they only care about what they can get out of you. It ain't like that with me. I don't come here for that. And people, you know, when you meet me and, you know, we start start building a business relationship and start moving forward and, you know, to friendships and we building bonds and, and spiritual. That's what it's all about for me. I'm not here to gain nothing off of you. I'm only here to work with you, to network with you out of straight unconditional love first, period. That's what it's all about. It ain't about nothing else but unconditional love. Remember, we got to bring the kingdom of heaven upon the earth. How do you do that? Not just by talking about it. Not just by taking a book and keep reading. Oh, God said, you know what, God, people can sit there and talk 3-4 hours about God, but they ain't doing nothing but just talking. Some people appointed to be prophets, to be able to prophesize and do speaking like that. So I'm not talking to them because they know who they are. I'm talking about the ones that's here that know they can just allow to link up with certain individuals from a space of unconditional love, and they've been shown this by the Most High that, hey, you need to link up with this person and talk to this person, communicate with them. It may look crazy. It may look like it's, I don't really be around them kind of people. This what I'm saying. You double guessing yourself and triple guessing yourself, and like you playing these mind games with yourself, and you losing yourself because you start being in a battle with yourself instead of using your vulnerability to say, "Hey, I know the Most High said, let me try it and see." Even if it might be that might not be the person that you need to link with, because I do that all the time to try to find a search. So I start telling people things. You know what I mean? Right out the gate. Like people say, you shouldn't tell everybody all your business. Why I can't? They don't mean they can do it. The stuff I know, they can't do it. I know they can't do it. They could probably start to do it and use it, but how they can hire somebody else to do it, it's going to get out of whack, just like a lot of things out of whack right now. So it don't matter if I tell somebody, some of my kingdom responsibilities, and I'm only supposed to. That's what God wants you to do, right? Talk to people about your kingdom responsibilities so they can build relationships with you and network with you and create businesses and build up communities and, you know what I mean, to help the masses, man, to help humanity. Which is, and that's the ushering in the process of bringing the kingdom of heaven upon the earth. And that's what you have to do. You just can't sit around and talk about it. Oh, you just let God do it. And let God, this, that, and other. I'm going to keep doing that for another 30 years. And then I ain't built nothing. I ain't care about the people up there in Flint drinking clean water. I'm just on here just talking and just praising God. Man, God, hey, man, chill out, man. Chill out, man. You doing too much, man. That's not me. And that's how God, he not connected to everybody, man. He not. Because if he was, you would be showing it like me. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you some things. I'll show you some things. Like I ain't got to tell you. I'll show you. I ain't just no talker. I don't come on here to just talk. No, I come on here to network with people. Same way I build up a community here on the YouTube. I'm gonna build up a community in reality. This is a fairy tale, right? Here's a projection. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you in reality what I do. Let's network. But until then, boom, I'll holler. Yeah, straight up.